What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another sexy comic book review video. It is I, your master of kung fu, your steward of Gondor, your genius billionaire playboy basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. And would you kindly hit that like and subscribe button, for every little bit helps in this YouTube world. And today, folks, we are covering Shang-Chi, issue number 5, the final issue to this kung fu miniseries, written by geneluenyang and drawn by Dyke Ron and Philip Tan. Let's get freaky, as our story begins in the middle of London, where Sister Hammer has begun her attack, where her legions of sinister shangchi begin invading the city streets, killing any who stand in their way. MI6's leikowu and her soldiers are shown trying their damnedest to hold back the baddies, but to no avail, as the shangchi begin to overwhelm the forces of good, treating London like it's their own Raccoon City playground. But fear not, London, as the master of kung fu, Shang-Chi himself, arrives to save the day, along with Brother Saber and Sister Dagger, and alas, some kung fu badassery ensues. And whilst our heroes are battling the Shang-Chi, we see Master Ling aboard a floating dojo of sorts, coaching his disciples from above, as the trio activate their paper amulets covered in chicken's blood to their full advantage. Also, that floating dojo looks amazing. However, I have a bone to pick with Master Ling, because where the fuck was he in the past couple of issues? I digress. Suddenly, Shang-Chi begins to feel that pulsating feeling once more. However, this time it's different, as Chang's arm appears ridiculously gross, as the Shang-Chi infection is making its way through Chang's entire body, signaling to us that Chang's Shang-Chi transformation is extremely close. Suddenly, Sister Hammer charges towards Chang, smashing our hero in the face, which sends his infected body crashing into a car. Once Chang regains his footing, he attempts to communicate with his long-lost sister, calling Sister Hammer by a real name. Sadly, it's to no avail, as Sister Hammer then commands Shang-Chi to pledge his loyalty, and to recognize her as Supreme Commander. Suddenly, both Sister Dagger and Brother Saber attack Hammer, reenacting Duel of the Fates. Sister Hammer orders Chang to assist in her defense, in which case he does, even though Chang is trying really hard from doing so. But unfortunately, the Shang-Chi infection is revealed to be making ample progress. Desperately, Chang attempts to resist the infection's takeover, but whilst this is happening, Sister Hammer sticks some sort of microchip right on the Chang's forehead as a way to reinforce her control. We are then shown, ideally, Chang's inner mind, whilst the battle rages across London. Inside, we witness Chang continuing to resist. Eventually, the microchip's yellow encasing surrounding Shang-Chi's mental presence begins to crumble. Then, out of nowhere, Chang's uncle, Shang-Chi, calls out to Chang, reminding his nephew that this is why he cannot abandon his wounds. Well, at least not yet, for this is the moment in which Shang-Chi mentioned back in issue 4, where Chang's wounds would lead him towards what he truly needs. Suddenly, we see Shang-Chi and Sister Hammer transported over to a suspended animated realm, which apparently belongs to Chang's Shang-Chi womb, since the Shang-Chi are animated by spirit energy and an unavenged grievance. Basically, the two are trapped within a bad memory. Shang-Chi then proceeds to follow the trail of pain towards the unavenged grievance's source. Once through, we are shown that the unavenged grievance is the day when Zhang Zhu took Sister Hammer away as a child in response for attacking him in Shang-Chi's defense. But here's the twist, because rather than seeing Shang-Chi's point of view, we are seeing this from Sister Hammer's perspective. And what's fucked up about this is we are seeing just how much Sister Hammer loves violence, where she felt in some way alive when she attacked her father. Afterwards, Zhang Zhu locks his daughter in a small cell, informing her that from this day on, she will address her father as Master Zhang Zhu. Eventually, as the years go by, Shang-Chi witnesses Sister Hammer during her time training over in the Chara sands of Russia at the House of the Deadly Hammer, and once more we're getting front row seats to Abusive Father of the Week, because even though Sister Hammer is flourishing throughout her training exercises, Zhang Zhu straight up lies to her, telling Sister Hammer that Shang-Chi is glad that she is no longer around. Following that, we see a now entirely shaved Sister Hammer, who clearly has become much more ruthless as the years have gone by, only to be told that Shang-Chi has become the champion of his house nearly 3 years ago, and that according to Zhang Zhu, Sister Hammer essentially sucks. Eventually, Chang tries to get through to his sister, telling Hammer that everything involving their dad and the organization is bullshit, and with their father being dead, he can't win anymore. Then all of a sudden, within this twisted nightmare, our characters are immediately attacked by the memory of Zhang Zhu. But fuck you, Zhang Zhu, because Shang-Chi manages to get the upper hand, and here Chang pleads with his sister, once more, saying that Zhang Zhu is not as powerful as she remembers, for he's nothing more than a damaged, fucked up old man, who's dead. Switching back to reality, we witness Sister Hammer finally acknowledging that their father is a dumbass, and whilst this is all happening, the Shang-Chi forces in the background abruptly collapse, all in White Walker fashion. Afterwards, Sister Hammer seemingly begins to apologize, but instead we're rickrolled, as in truth Sister Hammer takes a giant swing at Shang-Chi. Luckily though, Chang is able to dodge the attack, and like a badass, Chang grabs the head of his sister's giant mace, ooh, that sounds wrong, and crushes it. Oh my god, that's even worse. But before Chang could even attempt to restrain his sister, god damn it, I'm getting worse, leikowu intervenes, shooting her gun at Sister Hammer's head. However, Chang is able to save his sister by catching the bullet with his fingers. And whilst everyone is wildly impressed by this heroic act, Sister Hammer makes her escape as she jumps down into the water. And with the battle ending, we soon get a voiceover saying that they searched for Sister Hammer all throughout the night, but have failed to find a body, which means she's still alive. The following day, one more day before the Lunar New Year, we see Shang-Chi all packed up as he apologizes to Grandma Wang for basically ditching the bakery for the past couple of days, since his family needed him. But Grandma Wang is quick to forgive, because family means everything, and so do cars. As Chang makes his exit, he runs into Grandma Wang's daughter, whom last time we saw back in Shang-Chi issue number 1, she totally had the hots for our Kung Fu master. And as Chang tries to be cool, telling Delilah that his superhero life is extremely weird and that the relationship couldn't possibly work out, Delilah makes a comeback by revealing to Shang-Chi that her job specializes in superhuman law. Therefore, she tells Chang that if he's smart enough to remember her number, that she might be forgiving enough to overlook Chang's patronizing. Later at the House of the Deadly Staff, on the actual Lunar New Year day, Shang-Chi, Brother Saber, and Sister Dagger host a ceremony with the members from the 4 out of the 5 Weapon Society houses. And here Chang announces to everyone that long ago, the 5 Weapon Society was once funded to protect China, but as the centuries passed, the group had lost their way. But fortunately, Shang-Chi is here to fix that, as he tells everyone that the time has come for them to return to their roots, though not only for China, but for all of humankind. And with Shang-Chi as the organization's new supreme commander, and with both Sister Dagger and Brother Saber at his side, a lovely new era of heroic kung fu is about to begin. But wait, there's more. Because during the epilogue, while Brother Saber is being taken to his bed by Sister Dagger for being insanely drunk, Shang-Chi makes his way down the hall, only to be interrupted by the ghost of his father, Zhang Zu, who taunts Chang that his throne suits his son quite well, and that it is only destiny in which Shang-Chi becomes just like his dad. And bada bing, bada boom. That was Shang-Chi issue number 5. And holy crap on a crap stick, what a fantastic conclusion this was to this wonderful 5-issue miniseries. I think in the end where this story succeeds the most is the theme involving family. And no, this is not a secret plan of mine to involve the Fast and Furious references, except that it totally is. But I digress. Real talk though, I think what geneluenyang is able to tackle so well is the fact that no matter who you are in the world, we all come from various family backgrounds. Whether it's that of violence, abuse, overly religious, or whatever the case may be, we are usually haunted by the sins committed in our families. And yeah, sometimes as you grow older, you might not have the best relationship with your family. However, we are who we are because of our past experiences. And though our pasts will always be a part of us, they don't define us. And so in regards to Shang-Chi, basically saying that Zhang Zu isn't as powerful as our memory claims is really a powerful message in itself. And rather than use the skills that Chang was taught by his father's organization for supervillain reasons, Chang's like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to work together, Kung Fu fashion, and help make the world a better place. It's a great message, not being acceptance, but still carving your own path. Now, I basically predicted this in my previous Shang-Chi video, but fuck yeah. I'm 100% down for another Shang-Chi series. And I assume that this series will start coming out around the time when Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings debuts, which according to now is around the month of July, but anything can happen. My guess though is maybe November, or at worst, next February because, COVID sucks ass. But yeah, this issue was perfectly balanced, as all stories should, and I can't wait for more to come down the road. Shang-Chi issue number 5 gets a 10 out of 10. Giggity goo.